tell that to Zod snapped neck.
Oh, nice. That was pretty good.
That was a quote from a Batman versus Superman rewrite Chris Stuckman did. You know, it's kind of funny, actually. Thinking about it now, I'm like, that line would probably fit in this movie.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Awful Takes podcast. My name is Nabahi. I'm one of the hosts.
Hello, I'm Wallied from Surgator Productions. I'm the other host.
This is the show where we talk about movies, music, and we provide our awful takes for you to hopefully listen to and agree with us. And if you don't, then I go to your house and convince you otherwise.
We send you to the fortress of solitude.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us. This is episode 67.
Oh my God. We made it, everyone. We did it, Gen Alpha.
We're here.
He said the funny numbers, guys.
So how we structure our episodic shows is we talk about movie news that we find interesting, and then we jump into the reviews / recommendations that we do. So if you're here just for that, we'll have timestamps in the description, so feel free to jump ahead.
Go for it.
All right. We need to cover interesting movie news that happened. Obviously, the biggest night in movies of the year had happened. The Oscars occurred last week. And
it's crazy. It's been a week.
Yeah, there was quite a few winners, quite a few
losers,
snubs, things like that. So I'm just want to talk about the ones that I kind of found interesting. First of all, Conan O'Brien was back to host, and I thought he did an excellent job.
As always.
The room seemed a little tense. I don't know what it was. Well, obviously the state of the world right now isn't the greatest. But a lot of his jokes, I noticed people weren't really in the audience laughing that much.
Which is unfortunate because I found a lot of the jokes to be funny. I think maybe my favorite one was the one where he took a jab at Timothée Chalamet for the ballet opera thing. And you could just see Timothée Chalamet like kind of having like a forced little laughter thing. Yeah. I thought that was really funny.
That was pretty funny.
I love the intro moment where they do like the kind of like parody of like weapons, and he's like basically is like the auntie, and he's like going through like all the Best Picture nominations.
Yeah, that was awesome. That really reminded me a lot of Late Night with Conan O'Brien, his old show that he used to do. Yeah. For me, obviously, I'm a big Conan fan, so for me, all of his stuff was really amazing. And then, not to mention his little post-credit scene that
was
did.
Awesome.
That was so good. But let's get into some of the winners. So for me, the big one right out the gate.
One battle after another.
Yeah, one battle after another.
It like swept the Oscars this year. Yeah, and well deserved.
Yeah,
honestly.
well deserved. I know some people will say that Paul Thomas Anderson has better movies, and I'm not here to argue that, but I do think for me, One Battle After Another was the best out of all of the selection that they had. I could have maybe seen Sinners kind of sneaking in and taking it.
Yeah, that was honestly kind of my guess because of how many nominations it got. So I was like, I might sweep it, but
I was very, very happy with
from me.
One Battle After Another winning. And then not only that, he won his first Oscar for Best Directing, which is kind of insane.
I didn't realize that. I thought he had won an Oscar a while back, but I guess he didn't. So
this whole night for him was great because I really, it's kind of funny when in his winning speech, he references an older show at the Oscars where all these Best Picture nominees were nominated. And he kind of said that, there are no winners amongst them. It's basically whatever mood you're in that day. And which I really liked that he said that, but it kind of reminded me of the year that he was nominated for There Will Be Blood. Coincidentally, No Country for Old Men was nominated the same year. So it's like, how do you pick which one's better out of both of those? And honestly, obviously There Will Be Blood is amazing as it is.
Of course.
He should have won awards for that, but it just happened to be that same year. You know?
And that's also a great movie too. No Country for Old Men. So it's like,
Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor, which
great. No complaints.
Honestly, for me, it was kind of a toss up between obviously him, Timothée Chalamet, or Leo. I know a lot of people were actually pretty upset that Jesse Plemons wasn't nominated. I haven't seen Begonia, but
I was surprised with that too, considering Emma Stone got a nomination, and I feel like with Begonia, it's like a two-hander kind of like role type of thing where I'm like, both the performances like carry that film. So it would have been nice to see Jesse Plemons, but I'm still happy Michael B. Jordan got it.
And also, I heard a lot of other people saying that Ethan Hawke should have won.
For Blue Moon.
Yeah, I didn't see Blue Moon. So
neither did I. So
I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Michael B. Jordan won his first Oscar. Which is really cool. Wait. Obviously, him and Ryan Coogler have been working together for years now. So I think that for me is really cool to see, because I remember going to see Fruitvale Station in theaters when it came out, and just to see the journey that they've been on over the past, 10-ish, 12, 15 years is really insane. And it's really awesome. To kind of see both of them win that same night, Ryan Coogler winning for best writing, which was just really cool. In my opinion, though, I would have given the award to Leo. Honestly, for me, Timothée Chalamet might have had a better performance, but I just didn't really care for Marty Supreme, so I wasn't really gunning for him anyways.
Okay.
I know we didn't review Marty Supreme. I just saw it once, and I'm like, I really am never going to feel compelled to watch that again. For me, it did feel the most Oscar baity type movie.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, to where I was just like, all right. Like, I saw it. It was cool. But yeah, it wasn't like, oh, I need to see that again. That was
no
so
ping
amazing.
pong for you.
Yeah, like I didn't really care for it.
Okay.
Congrats to Michael B. Jordan. Ryan Coogler, obviously winning Best Original Screenplay, was really cool, especially for me, it being like a horror movie and everything. I love it when that happens. I know me and Wallied, before the show, we were kind of saying that for original screenplay, there's probably some other movies that could have been nominated.
Yeah, Weapons was one for me personally.
That would have been really cool, just because I like the writing in that movie a lot.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it has such a great structure too. And there's a great mystery aspect to that whole film.
And yeah, for me, I felt super validated with Amy Madigan winning for Weapons.
That was awesome. And I was like, I didn't even expect that at all.
I did not think that was going to happen. So when I saw that, I was like, that is so cool. Like, I was just like, so happy. And
her performance is just so terrifying in that film. And she does such an incredible job in that movie. And
to see two actors in a horror movie, obviously Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, win Oscars I can't recall the last time that happened. I mean, maybe Natalie Portman for Black Swan.
Does that count as
if you wanted to count that? I mean, maybe. If not, honestly, I think it would probably be like Silence of the Lambs or something, which was so
90s. Yeah. Oh my God.
So that was really cool. Best animated feature, K-pop stole it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't seen most of the nominations in there. I think it was like Elio and Zootopia 2. I saw Elio, which was okay, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wish I kind of enjoyed that film a little bit more. But yeah, I'm happy to see K-pop Demon Hunters win. I mean, it was kind of the predictable choice, but man, it was amazing. It has a great animation style to it. Everything I said in my year-end list, I still stand by with it.
Yeah.
And not only that, it won Best Original Song too for Golden, which was really awesome. And I loved the performance they did too. That was really sick to see.
That was cool. This was the first year that they had a Best Casting category, which is really totally brand new. And it went to one battle after another. Well
deserved, because that casting is incredible.
Now that they have this award, man, there's so many other movies that I can think over the past 10 years that had just amazing casting. Yeah. So it'll be really cool to see this point moving forward, an award dedicated to that. Yeah. Cinematography went to Sinners.
Well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. Great, so. It was great, and it's the first time a female won.
That's
best
crazy.
Cinematography.
Wow.
For her name is Autumn Arkapaw. Which was really cool. Her acceptance speech was great. Yeah, overall, I felt really happy with a lot of the winners and stuff.
Did you like when Adrian Brody showed up for his speech again?
That was great. Actually, I really like that. Now, the only thing that I just want to touch on before we move on is them dedicating time to like these comedy bits and everything. Obviously the Adrian Brody one kind of worked for me, that I really liked it, but some of the other comedy bits just weren't landing, you know, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, they have these comedy bits in it. Like they had the cast of Bridesmaids come on for like the anniversary, which obviously we would love Bridesmaids and everything. And Rose Byrne was nominated.
Nice.
But seeing that play out and seeing how long it takes. And it's just like, all right, you know, the joke kind of started pretty funny with the Stellan Skarsgård bit. You know, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But it just keeps going on, you know, and then K-pop wins Best Animated Feature. One speech, she starts thanking all these people. Then this other guy goes to talk and they cut him off. And it's like, you're going to do that. Yet you're going to let some of these comedy bits that honestly, are they that funny? Not really, you know, and those go on for minutes. You know, at most that guy probably was going to list a couple names.
Yeah. Just say like, hey, thank you to all the people that worked on it. Like, and that's what kind of frustrated me about it, especially because I'm like, kind of like you mentioned last year, this is the one time you're going to put a face to the person that, to the name that's making it, you know? And it's just like, just give them the time. Like, that's one thing, like I said, like even last year, I'm like, I really hope they can improve on this. Of like just letting the other people that are not the big names just give their speeches and talk, even if it's short or long, just let them talk.
And there are those moments, you know, like last year with Adrian Brody taking 10-ish minutes for his speech. And it's like,
and it's just nonsense.
You didn't kick him off yet for this guy. Oh, let's just axe it. We'll cut it. You know, there was moments like that where I was like, come on, like what? And then the comedy bits weren't even that fun. Like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans come on stage, you know, it's
for like Doomsday.
For Doomsdays. It was kind of cool. But their whole comedy bit wasn't that funny. It was like some joke with Channing Tatum in like underwear.
I don't even remember.
And I was just like, come on, like why?
It's so forgettable. That's the thing.
On here. But overall, I'm looking forward to next year. I like the new award that they had. I like the winners that won.
Yeah. No one got slapped this year.
Yeah,
that
was
nice.
I'm excited. All right. Next bit of movie news. We got some trailers to talk about. Let's start with Dune 3.
Speaking of Timothée Chalamet,
almost immediately after the Oscars, I swear it's the next day, they unveiled this poster of him, and it's just like his face.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Reddit.
And I was
it's so goofy.
I was like, all right. So honestly, I think what they were expecting is he was gonna win, and it was almost like keep it going. But
let's keep the Timothée Chalamet hype train going.
Now, here's what I'm not liking. Okay. I don't like how synonymous Christmas time and Timothée Chalamet are becoming.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, though. What do you mean about it?
Every year around December, I have to see this guy, and he's just in my headspace during one of the most stressful times of the year. Let's stop that, please. No, I'm being dumb. But overall, this Dune 3 trailer, I'll admit, got me a little excited. Okay.
Really?
And this is coming from a guy who I'm a pretty adamant. If you know me, I don't like the Dune movies. I didn't like part 1, didn't like part 2, rewatched them because a friend really was adamant that they're some of the best sci-fi movies ever made. Rewatched them. I'll admit, liked them a little bit better than I did the first time, but still don't love them. You know, I still am just like, I rather would have spent 4 hours doing something else.
Yeah. See, that's funny because I felt the opposite of where like I enjoyed the first Dune, you know, but I was like, it's kind of set up, you know, and then Dune 2, I remember like really loving, and then I rewatched them, and then I rewatched both Dune 1 and 2, and I was like, these just don't hit as hard on a rewatch. And I think with the first one, it was like, well, the whole movie is just kind of set up, and then, which was like, that's fine, you know? Yeah. And then second one was like, obviously it has its moments. There's some great action in there, but you have to watch part 1 to really love the second one. And it's like, you can't really watch them as their own films, unfortunately, which is kind of what soured my taste on both of them, unfortunately.
For me, what it is, I just feel no connection to anything that happens.
Yeah.
I realized that second way
And especially with like the relationship between like Timothy and Zendaya in that film just doesn't, on a rewatch, at least for me with the second one, just like doesn't really work for me. And it takes up at least like most half of like the movie for me.
It hit me watching the second one where I was like, all right, this is the second movie and I'm already like an hour and a half into it. And I just don't care what's going on. And it really just dawned on me. I was like, why is that? Why? How come some other movies I can see one movie or like we mentioned, watching 20 minutes of a Twilight Zone episode and I'm invested. Yet with this whole story, I've been watching for hours, literal hours. And I'm just
still
like,
not grabbing you.
What's happening? I feel a detachment here. So I don't know. But in terms of this part 3 trailer, it's superbly edited, super well. I like
it's well made and everything. Yeah. Better than that.
But I am not obviously counting down the days. I'm not that excited.
You're not excited to see Timothy Chalamet as the sand god?
I am curious though to see how Denis Villeneuve adapts this thing because I hear a lot of controversy around this Dune Messiah book that apparently people aren't that big of a fan of the original source material, you know? Is this something that he's going to pick and pull from and try to string like a different narrative? Is he going to be 100% faithful to that Dune Messiah book? You know, that I'm very interested to see the reception to it and to see just how well he adapts this thing.
And also just to see the conclusion too.
That kind of ties into something that I think shows good directors, good writers, you know, is can they adapt something that isn't theirs? Can they make you feel something that they necessarily didn't put together, you know? So I'm excited in that aspect of seeing how is he going to interweave this story. You know? Yeah. But overall, the trailer,
it looks okay.
It made me more excited than I was because I was just totally just like, all right,
whatever.
I might go see it when it comes out. I know for some people, this is like the movie of the year, but yeah.
Yeah. And it was also nice to, I guess, see Robert Pattinson there too.
Oh yeah,
so
that's like,
right. Okay, cool. Nice. But yeah, I'm not too excited, unfortunately.
Yeah. And then we'll have to wait and see what Timothy Chalamet has in store for us next Christmas. Next bit of movie news, arguably another big movie of the year, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, had a trailer.
I didn't know this was coming out this year. So that's kind of crazy.
It's funny because this trailer got leaked like 3 months ago. And I was just like, I was like, I remember seeing a leak of it. And it's very obviously just you could barely tell what was going on. You could kind of piece things together, but
it's like a phone recording,
so grainy and everything. But when it leaked, I was like, okay, this is obviously going to come out in like the next week or two, and it just never happened. So this whole time, this anticipation has been growing, not with me, but with the fandom of where's this Spider-Man trailer, you know? And I'll admit, I wasn't that excited for it. I was like, okay. Spider-Man, you know, Tom Holland and everything. I enjoy it. And I enjoy where they left us off with the third one. But I wasn't eagerly anticipating Spider-Man 4 by any means. You know? But honestly, I will say this trailer, all right.
It looks pretty good.
I liked it. Yeah.
I'm not too crazy about this iteration of Spider-Man, at least with the first two with Homecoming and Far From Home. But I really did enjoy No Way Home a lot. And maybe just because spoilers, they do bring in like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man aspect and all that. So that was really nice. So I guess with this trailer, I'm like, they offer some cool drama with like, you know, now it's like, well, what's kind of the aftermath of everything that happened in No Way Home?
Exactly. So, I like the whole aspect of the repercussions of No Way Home. You know, he doesn't have anyone who remembers him. You know, he's kind of his own hero now. He's kind of his own person. And that's something that I always liked with the Spider-Man character is the isolation. You know, he really wants to do better for everyone in his life, but in doing that, he doesn't feel really any attachment to anything because his life is so separated into two different lives that it's like, well, how could you feel attached if at one point you're with your family or you're with your friends, but then you have this responsibility to go and do something else, you know? So I hope they capture that in this movie. I would love to see more of that. That was something that I felt in Homecoming a little bit, but lesser so in the other movies. Another thing with this is the look of this movie looks way better than the last three movies.
They got a different filmmaker too. It's the guy who directed Shang-Chi, which has me even more excited.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like some of the shots in this, I was just like, wow, there's just something about this that just feels different. You know, I'll attribute it to one of the shots where he's falling. And it goes to this like internal shot of him with the mask, and it's just his eye.
That was so cool. Yeah.
And you just almost see like it's like a sadness of just like this is his life. You know, and that's kind of
that hit a little hard.
Just in that one shot, I was like, that's kind of tragic because it's like this is his responsibility. This is his duty. This is why he's here.
Yeah. Yet
it doesn't help him, you know, it doesn't bring him any joy. I'm just like, wow, that in that one shot, I was like, wow, they conveyed a lot right there.
Yeah.
I am curious to see the whole Ned and MJ Zendaya thing.
Yeah.
Are they going to kind of fix that in this movie? Because I know for me, I kind of liked it at the end of the last one, how they don't remember who he is.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're in this movie, I'm assuming they're going to resolve it in some way.
Or maybe they'll just kind of stay as like friends or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of maybe my hope for that, but we'll see.
I hope they take notes from spoilers. Obviously, Guardians 3, it was like this whole...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with stuff with Star-Lord and Gamora.
Yeah, I like how they didn't fix it, you know, and it was kind of this acknowledgement of this relationship that, it was cool back then and while we had it, but we're different people now, you know. I like that. That was something that felt new and different. So if they do kind of mend things in this movie, I'll be like, okay.
Feels like a cop out.
Yeah.
I will say though, I love that they teased the Punisher and Hulk in this.
That was cool.
Not expecting that they would showcase that in the trailer, but
that was great. Yeah,
that's like one of my favorite things with Spider-Man is when other superheroes come in and cross over.
Seeing the ninjas in this movie, obviously that's the Hand, which all the Daredevil fans.
Yep.
So maybe we might see a little Daredevil in this movie.
Kingpin.
He was in the last movie. Kingpin would be really cool. I would love that. And I really do like how this feels like Spider-Man in New York again. And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool little like Spider-Man just side story, you know, type of thing, which that's like my favorite thing with Spider-Man a lot of the time.
The grounded hero.
Exactly. Because I think that's kind of one of the reasons why the other first two didn't really connect with me as much, because they're like, oh, well, they're connected to like MCU stuff. You kind of have to do a little bit of homework to like understand those movies. But at least with No Way Home and this new one, as it seems, it's like they're just kind of their own stories.
Yeah. I'm very excited now. This trailer did its job very well. Yeah. All right. We are into the recommendation.
Oh, no.
So 10 years ago, actually, let's go back a little further. 12 years ago.
Okay, great.
Wait, a little further. 13 years ago.
Whoop.
Zack Snyder got on stage at Comic-Con shortly after Man of Steel came out. And it was kind of this big surprise of, wait, why is he here? And he's obviously acknowledging Man of Steel is released. Things are going well. And a lot of people are asking me if we're doing another Superman movie. And he said, yes. And he said, now I can't really tell you about the film. And honestly, he probably couldn't anyways, because they hadn't wrote it yet. But anyways, he got on stage. All right, I'm already getting upset. Let me try to calm down. Let me bring it down just a little.
Deep breaths, Deep breaths.
So he gets on stage and he says, we're writing the thing now, but there is a certain element in the film that maybe I could help you guys to understand and get you guys excited. So he brings out an actor in the film who plays the general, Harry Lennox, to read a passage from this comic story to explain what is going to happen in this second Superman movie.
God, so pretentious.
So Harry Lennox comes out and he reads this passage, and it's a short passage. He says, I want you to remember, Clark, in all the years to come, in all your most private moments, I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember the one man who beat you. Then the lights go down in Hall H, and this logo appears on screen, Superman's logo, and behind it, the Batman symbol. And the place lost their mind. Like, it was honestly insane. They go on there, they do this brief little passage and everything, and that's all anyone was talking about at Comic-Con. And it was so funny because Marvel was there with Avengers news, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, spin-off movies.
Yeah.
And all anyone was talking about was Batman and Superman. Now, when I say in the last episode, this is the most disappointing movie I've ever seen in my life, is because we had never seen Batman and Superman in a movie before, besides animated stuff, you know, things like that. So this was obviously super anticipated by DC fans, super anticipated by superhero fans, super anticipated by just, you know, fans of anything, because it's like Superman and Batman are arguably two of the biggest heroes of all time. So from the moment they announced this movie, the excitement was just through the roof. I remember even myself, I was just like mind blown. I was like, are we finally going to see it? Am I going to see Batman and Superman in the same movie for the first time? And my mind just went wild with expectations. Just anticipating, any little news that came out. Over the course of 3 years, it was literally like just new thing after new thing. Oh, who's playing Batman? Oh, it's Ben Affleck. Oh, who's the villain in the movie? Oh, it's Lex Luthor. It's just news after news of just like anticipation. And then release day. And I go to see this movie, and man, I can't even tell you. Like, I was utterly just baffled by what I saw on screen. I had no idea some of the choices that they made, that they were going to do that. And not only that, I was just like, how did you think of that? How did you come to that conclusion? Why are you doing this? And just to see shortly before release, a Rotten Tomato review rating was at like a 60, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And over the course of a weekend, it's just falling, and it just drops, and it's at a 50, and then it's at a 40, and I'm like panicking. And then it ends at like a 29% and just feeling absolutely defeated. I was defeated that day. It was truly a disappointment, and that's part of why I wanted to talk about this movie. It's been 10 years, so I've had a lot of time to sit with this movie.
You had a lot of time to reflect.
Yeah, a lot of time to reflect. I've watched it a couple times, and
really? Wow.
Over the course of 10 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't even sit through this for this.
It was insane.
Barely even sit through this.
There's a lot that goes into this movie.
God.
Wallied, Batman versus Superman.
Oh, where do I begin
Dawn of
with
Justice?
God. Where do I begin with it?
Horrible title, by the way. God.
It's a title. I'll tell you that. Okay, let's see. Where do I begin with it? So my experience, I guess, with this was So I seeing Man of Steel, I was like 9 years old, wasn't too crazy about it. Like, obviously I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it now. Yeah. And I remember, I think I saw the trailer for this or something, and I was like really, really excited because I was like, Batman, Superman in a movie together. Like,
that's big.
That's big. You don't see that very often, at least at this time, you didn't see that very often. And so I was super, super excited for it and everything. And I couldn't wait. I begged my parents like probably every day after it came out could we go see it? And it wasn't until like 3 months after it came out. I think it was like at the Dollar Theater. There used to be a Dollar Theater where Nabaki and I live, and we saw it there. I was so excited. I was like, I can't wait to see Batman and Superman. They're going to have this crazy fight. I go in, I walk out of the theater. I am a different person. I am filled with immense disappointment. And I didn't know what that feeling felt like. This was the first time I ever felt disappointment with a movie or with anything. And I just couldn't believe what I watched. Yeah. And I was like, and it was funny because I was like telling myself when I first saw it, I was like, no, maybe I just didn't understand it. Maybe I'm just too young to know like what they're doing and whatnot. And as I sat with it more and more over the years, I was like, no, that movie really sucked. It wasn't that I didn't get it. It was just the movie was really stupid and convoluted. So, I guess to rewatch it now, with not only that, but with the Ultimate Edition, because I think I told you yesterday, it was that people told me that this was the definitive version to watch of this movie.
Yeah.
because it's funny because when I told people that I didn't like this movie, they're like, "Oh, well, you didn't watch the right version of it." I'm like, okay, sure. And so now watching this version that everyone and their mom told me was the definitive version to watch, I hate this.
Yeah.
This movie's garbage. This is like one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
It's
like
insane.
it's just everything that could go wrong goes wrong. And it's so funny to me. This movie's called Batman vs. Superman because we'll obviously get into it. They're not even in this movie all that much. There's like maybe like 10 minutes of Batman and Superman in this movie. They should call the movie Bruce Wayne versus Clark Kent because of how much Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent is in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that like this is the extended version because I don't feel like they really like did a good job with any of the storylines. Yeah. I didn't really get much out of it. If anything, I was like, this movie just drags. Mm-hmm. Like everything drags and it's so boring. And then when it's not doing that, it's just setting things up. Yeah. That's all this movie does. It sets up like a million other projects. So you're setting up like an Injustice movie, a Justice League movie, a Wonder Woman movie. And I'm just like, can we just tell a story? Like I want to see the story. I want to see Batman and Superman fight. And I got none of that.
It's so funny to hear crazy. The main complaint. Well, a big complaint is like, oh, the movie's called Batman versus Superman and they don't fight until like an hour and a half in the movie. Yeah. And now with the Ultimate Edition, they don't fight until 2 hours in the movie. One of the few things, obviously they start this movie with this, they're doing the origin story of Bruce Wayne again, because we're being introduced to a new Batman.
Which I felt like was a big mistake, honestly, because I felt like what they could have done, and they tease it in the middle portion, is like, you see that Robin's suit is like the haha jokes on you. I'm like, why couldn't that just be in the beginning? And then like that, you can maybe showcase that kind of backstory and then see like Batman is like obviously in this kind of age now where he's like being a little bit more aggressive than he usually is.
It's funny now that you say that. I had that same thought. I was like, you know what? You're showing the origin that we all know, everyone knows, you know, that, I mean, how many times have we seen that origin? We saw it in the old 89 Batman. We saw it in Batman Begins. We saw it in this movie. We saw it in the Joker movie, which isn't even a Batman movie yet. At the end, you see that happen. It's like, how many times do we need to watch this story?
I don't need to see his parents keep getting killed.
This Batman is so far removed from anything else we'd ever seen. So it's like, why not show the reasons as to why he is that way? That would have been great. That would have been a great intro. Yeah. So they show this brief intro and everything, this montage, and it's so funny. People praise this movie. Oh my God. I love how they just did the intro and the opening credits.
It keeps fading in like every 2 minutes.
I hate that so much. I hate the way that's edited. I hate the voiceover. And then not only to mention, they praise it for that. And I'm like, the Incredible Hulk did the same thing. And they did that 10 years ago.
God.
And it's nothing new. Like, I don't know.
It's just distracting. And then not only that, they show that they like intercut it with like Bruce Wayne as like a kid, and he goes down, obviously, you know, he's the bats, and he's like, I don't know, we're just like floating with the bats, and you just hear this god awful voiceover that he's like, he was one with the bats or something.
It's so like, over the top, and it's not even done in a good way, because literally
it's so pretentious.
It's pretentious. Like, why does the robber have a gun to Martha's face and the string of pearls is around the gun? Like, why? And then he shoots it, the pearls break, and I guarantee a lot of people who think they know something about cinematography is like, oh my God, that was great. Did you see the pearls flying in slow motion? And you get to see a shell casing of the bullet flying out, and you get to see little Bruce Wayne screaming as the robber. Like, no, I hate this. Why is it so drawn out?
I think it goes off for like 10 minutes. If I remember
literally
correctly.
like 3 times as long as it took Nolan to do in his movie. And that was arguably done way better. It's just fast and to the point, you know,
exactly.
and it shows the scariness of the murder, that it happens in the blink of an eye. Your life can change. Yeah. In this, it's so slow motion and glorified, and it's like, why? I don't need that.
Just stop.
Yeah. So past that intro. one of the few parts that I like about this movie is it shows Bruce Wayne's side of seeing the end of Man of Steel. And it kind of contextualizes it in a different way, which I thought was a pretty smart thing to do. It shows the destruction from the ground level of someone being on the ground while all these buildings are falling.
Did you like when the aspect ratio changed?
Oh, I noticed that a lot.
He gets off the helicopter. It's like at 4:3 aspect ratio, and then it changes to like 16:9, and I'm
nowhere.
like, yeah. But anyways,
So it shows, obviously, in Man of Steel, it's all this big spectacle and everything. And now in this, you get to see that actually there's a lot of shit that's happening.
And I think it would have made for a great motive to showcase.
Great motive. Yet for some reason, they feel the need to add
on it anymore.
All these other motives. And it's like, Batman has a totally legit reason as to why he doesn't like Superman, yet they add all this new shit on top of it. And not only to mention,
it's like, doesn't even make sense. The public
has a big enough reason to not like Superman. They don't need to try to frame some deaths in Africa around Superman. We already watched him fight Zod and kill thousands of people because of the destruction. We don't need to see this fake setup of Superman killing people. When he could be on trial for the shit that happened in Man of Steel,
which is what I thought they were doing. But whatever.
Oh my God. So past this intro, which I gotta be honest, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, I like that. I like how we're showing Batman's side of this. Gives him a totally legit reason not to like Superman.
Yeah, it's all right. And then honestly, I like when he kind of like saves the one guy, you know, in the wheelchair. Don't do much with it, unfortunately. But it was like, it's a decent setup.
Yeah,
so,
and he saves that girl and everything. So yeah, past that, we get into this whole, oh my God, this like, okay, so it's one thing people say with this Ultimate Edition. The side plots and everything are a bit more
drawn
fleshed out. They're a bit more, given time and everything, which, okay, I'll admit, when I first saw the theatrical version, this part felt the most choppy. Yes, these things do get time to play out now. However, these subplots shouldn't be here to begin with.
They don't add anything. They don't feel purposeful.
I don't care that this is given more time and it's fleshed out now. It shouldn't be there. Why do I need to see a whole side plot about Lois Lane investigating
Superman
bullets from LexCorp, killing people in Africa?
But we already know that Superman didn't do it.
We know he didn't do it
because he doesn't use guns, one, and two, we already saw him save Lois to begin with. So it's like that whole side plot's just pointless. And then you could cut it out and it wouldn't change anything.
Isn't the fucking drone there about to blow everyone up there anyways? Isn't that from the government?
Yeah,
so
it is.
Well, why are you pissed off that Superman killed all these people when you guys are about to kill him?
The
that
hypocrisy.
Makes no sense.
Goodness.
So yeah, in this intro, and they're fucking okay. So Superman character 101. The first people you think of Lois Lane,
Jimmy Olsen.
Think of Perry White, and you think of Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen is in this movie
for 5 minutes,
and Zack Snyder doesn't know what to fuck to do with him, so he just decides, you know what, I'm gonna kill him. He works for the CIA, and he's gonna get his head blown off.
I'm like, wait, where did this come from? I thought he worked for the Daily Planet. What the hell?
And he dies, and I'm like, why? Why is he in this movie? I don't get it. And why? Yeah, you don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do with him,
don't put him in
the movie. Just take him out. Like no one was thinking while watching Man of Steel, where's Jimmy Olsen and why doesn't he work for the CIA?
Did you know that was Jimmy Olsen's alter ego? He's a CIA agent.
Even when I first saw the theatrical version, I had to read somewhere in like some interview afterwards that that was Jimmy Olsen, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
It's like a blink and you'll miss it type of thing. It's like, it's so pointless. It adds nothing to the movie.
It's insane. That's kind of my thought process with a lot of this movie. It's like, if you didn't know how to do this in the right way, why is it in the movie to begin with?
It just feels like filler.
Just take it out.
Yeah, that's all it feels like. It's like they're trying to add some drama to it because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah, and okay, so if I'm a kid, right, and it's Batman and Superman, oh, boom, I'm excited. I'm ready.
That was literally me.
I got my action figures. I'm super excited. I'm probably wearing a Batman shirt or a Superman shirt. And I go to sit down and see this movie, and I'm a kid, right?
Yep.
And then I see this whole political squabbling, not squabbling, but this like subplots of
that was literally my experience.
Like, exactly.
That was literally my experience with it. I'm like, maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I'm just like too dumb to understand this movie. That's literally how I felt.
What kid is gonna get into this? No one cares about them trying to frame murders around Superman. No one cares about Lex Luthor trying to get a transportation clearance to bring in kryptonite, and goes to a senator to get approval for an import license. No one cares about. No kid's gonna care. Well, they want to see Batman and Superman. Yeah, guess what? So does every other audience member. That's the name of the fucking movie is Batman versus Superman. That's what we're there to see. I don't want to see Lex Luthor fucking putting a Jolly Rancher into a fucking senator's mouth and his stupid his like spazziness that he does. He has all these little noises and shit. I can't. It's like, why? Who the fuck thought of this? Or he's talking in front of everyone. What the fuck does he say? Hold on, I gotta pull this up because I laugh every time. I'm like, who thought of this? He's all the bittersweet pain among men is having knowledge with no power, because that is paradoxical. And he like loses it for like a second, and it's just like everyone who he's making this speech is probably like, who the hell is this guy?
God.
Oh my God.
Every fucking scene with him. Every scene with him.
And they draw it out in this extended one even more. Like you get to see more back and forth with him between him and this Senator Elastigirl.
I know, right? Yeah. I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but there's a moment where Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent are having a great interaction, finally, an hour into it. God damn. But, finally we get the interaction, it's a great interaction. This guy shows up, Lex Luthor, and he's all, you don't want to pick a fight with this guy. Oh, hey, Bruce Wayne, do you want to work together?
Wow, that's a really strong grip. God.
I'm just like, and it just ruins all the tension. Everything. I'm just like, why? Why is this here?
So I want to address Lex Luthor. Now, when they cast Jesse Eisenberg, everyone's reaction was like, wait, who? You casted this guy? And
why?
And it's one thing to think that. And obviously it's like, all right, well, let's watch the movie. Obviously there have been, especially in comic book movies, there have been big visceral reactions to comic book casting before. And sometimes the audience has been wrong, so it's one of those moments of like, all right, well, let's wait to see the movie. I don't know how they arrived to this interpretation of this character. It makes no sense. It's like, he literally acts like 80s. He acts like the Riddler in the fucking Batman Forever movie.
I was about to say,
he acts like
he would be a good Riddler.
Kooky and crazy. He has these weird little mannerisms and everything. At no point while I'm watching this, besides the fact that he hates Superman, at no point while I'm watching am I thinking this guy's Lex Luthor?
He's actually Mark Zuckerberg 2.0.
I have to be reminded that this guy is Lex Luthor because it's just so baffling. It makes no sense.
Well, even his introduction is really funny.
Yeah.
He's playing basketball.
And it's one thing to think that, okay, this is a younger
millennial Lex Luthor.
This is a interpretation. Obviously we think of young business heads now, the
Silicon Valley types, I guess.
And it's one thing that I'm assuming they were thinking. It's one thing that I think Zack Snyder was assuming is like head of a $1 billion, $1 trillion company. Oh, the young guy who played him in Social Network. Let's get that guy because he played the head of Facebook. He played
Mark Zuckerberg.
Exactly. So I'm like, that's probably what he was thinking. And I'm like, even on paper, that doesn't really make sense for Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor, yes, while sometimes he is young and everything, he doesn't act in this way. Even in the most campiness of something like Smallville, he's still, if you watch Lex Luthor in that movie, he doesn't act that way. And it's funny because he's younger in that show than he is in this movie, and yet this guy just I don't know what they arrived to when they were, thinking. And it's just like, if they would have done one take with this movie and you had any comic book fan, or even then you had a writer or something, it's just like, wait a minute, this
is not working.
Is this it? This guy with all these weird noises, acting crazy and just like, it's just like, what? Like, how is this the performance that you guys decided on?
It's awful.
Yeah,
and it just makes the movie more irritating.
Terrible.
Like, it's like, if it's not boring, it's just annoying me.
Yeah.
And every time he's on the screen, I'm like, oh my God,
it's
great. He's back. And it's not even like
terrible.
it's not even like a terrible, like, oh, he's a terrible villain. Like, that's what makes it great. It's just, he's just a terrible villain. And the performance is also really terrible.
Yeah. No, it really is just questionable to say the least. And I don't even know how they arrived at that point, Yeah,
I would love to see a behind the scenes casting of that, because that is quite the choice. I'll give him that.
One of the other things to get into with this movie is Batman. It was kind of strange at the time. We were coming off the heels of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, and Christian Bale was obviously celebrated as Batman.
It's crazy. This was 4 years after Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. So here we are. We're getting a rebooted Batman, which... obviously going into this movie, I was assuming, all right, they're going to have to kind of speed it up a little. We had Man of Steel. And one of the things I was thinking with this movie is, okay, maybe it's going to be kind of Batman focus. It's going to be through the lens of Batman, Yep. And I'll admit, the scenes with him and Jeremy Irons as Alfred, I thought, honestly, all of them worked pretty well. And I really like their dynamic of a Batman and Alfred duo. However, the one thing that I don't like with this interpretation of Batman, and it's funny, we see interviews with Zack Snyder now, is Batman is very far removed in this movie. He is killing a lot of people. And it was almost, I remember first watching this, it was almost like a moment of like, I was like, is this happening? So for instance, one of the first action scenes with him is this car chase, this Batmobile chase. And he's chasing down Lex Luthor's goons because they imported the kryptonite.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
And in it, so for instance, I'm watching this unfold. He pulls out Batmobile, pulls out these machine guns, and they start firing. I was like, all right, that's
it's so not slow though. That's my thing. It goes on for too long. Like, it just feels like it's like such a slow car chase.
Watching these guns come out, I'm thinking, all right, that was in Batman, 1989 Batman. Okay, he starts shooting this car and everything, and then it blows up, and I'm like, huh, that was. Okay, so did he just kill those people?
Yeah.
And then the scene keeps going. He attaches a grappling hook to another car, and you see it in the rear view spinning out of control. And then I'm pretty sure it crashes into something and blows up. And I'm like, those people probably died.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like questioning in my mind. I'm like, all right, is this guy killing people? Like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Then you see... just full on, like, I'm kind of going back and forth at this moment, right? I'm like kind of second guessing, like maybe they jumped out or something.
Sure.
I'm like trying to justify it in my head.
Okay, sure.
Then you see this blatant scene of Batmobile crashing into the semi. And it's like this funny camera angle of this Batmobile flying through the air, crashing into the semi. Corner frame, you see this guy turned his head looking up at the Batmobile, and you just see full on the Batmobile crash right into him, and you see it hit his face.
It's crazy.
And right there, I felt like I was the only one in the theater who was like, Jesus Christ, they just showed that. And he's killing all these people. And then throughout the rest of the movie, he's killing just
It's so
people.
edgy, Nabahi. Did you like insane. How edgy it was?
It's insane. And seeing, okay, so in the Dark Knight, so obviously Zack Snyder borrows a lot from The Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller's graphic novel, kind of like an Elseworld story of an older Batman who's kind of pushed to a new limit. You know,
I think this borrows from a lot of other stories too. Yeah. We'll get into that a bit.
It borrows from that. And granted, I'm a big Dark Knight Returns fan in terms of Batman. I'm not a big Dark Knight Returns fan in terms of Superman, though. I don't really like that portrayal of Superman.
Okay.
However, I was like, all right, if they're going to adapt that, that's one thing. You know, that was kind of the voice line. That was the direct line that they took from when they announced this movie. That line about beating Batman, or Batman beating Superman, was taken from The Dark Knight Returns. So I was like, obviously they're going to probably do that. And Zack Snyder says he's a big fan of that graphic novel. Now, in that comic book, you do get to see Batman push to his limit. However, you don't really see him kill just blatantly like the way he does in this movie. And in that comic, there's reasons for why he's doing what he's doing, why he's pushed to this limit. It's because he stopped being Batman for almost over 10 years, that the public's forgotten about him. Crime is at an all-time high. You know, people are getting murdered. There's this gang that runs the whole city. It's a great story. And Batman has to regain control of everything. So he's pushed to that limit, you know. Yet in this movie, this is our introduction to this new Batman, to a lot of the audience who we don't really know his story, you know, because they didn't choose to show it. They just chose to show, like Wallied said, just the killing of his parents, which, yes, obviously that propels him to be Batman, but that also gives him a big reason as to why he can't kill, because he fears that if he were to ever kill like his parents were killed, nothing's going to stop him from coming back, and he can't cross that line because everyone else, all the villains and stuff in his story do that. You know, there has to be a very clear line of, no, that's what separates me from you.
Yeah.
You know?
And I would have liked more time with that. But this movie, for some reason, is like allergic to show Batman in this movie.
It doesn't address it at all. And there's some great lines of that in Batman Begins of showing his morals, you know? Yeah. And when you're dealing with a character like this, that is kind of needed. Us establishing a baseline of where we are with this character. And it's so funny to watch interviews with Zack Snyder now. And he's like, well, the golden rule someone told me is Batman can't kill people. And it's all right away when you say that. What's the first thing I want to do? And I'm like, okay, that was a dumb statement. Secondly, you're going to say that, but you're not going to show why. You're going to have him kill all these people, yet you're never going to address why he does it. And we're left here as an audience of like, oh shit, he's killing all these people left and right. Why is he doing it? Batman's golden rule is no killing.
Exactly.
So it's like, yes, you're going to take that. Obviously, you want to be bold or whatever in terms of storytelling or whatever, but you're never going to give us a legitimate reason as to why. And honestly, it ruins a lot of shit with the Batman in this whole DCEU, because here he is killing all these people. Why the fuck is his Joker still alive? Why is he alive?
That's so funny. I just heard someone say that.
Like literally, like the Joker in this universe is still alive and still killing people and still doing crazy shit.
And Batman's still killing people.
And Batman, I kill all these other people, but for some reason with the Joker, gotta return him to Arkham to escape again and kill a bunch of people. Like that makes no sense.
You gotta pick one, bud.
That makes no sense.
That's a weird double-edged sword. But I was gonna say one thing I wish the movie like showcased more was maybe more like Batman actually crime fighting and killing these people, and then maybe seeing like Superman maybe come in and try to like diffuse the situation, or maybe have it like a similar thing where maybe Batman comes to Metropolis and he's doing the same thing. I would have liked to see that. That would have made for like a good like maybe showcase the dynamic between Batman and Superman, and then also showcase like their somewhat kind of rivalry,
or have,
I don't know,
or have Alfred address it like, hey, you're killing people, you know, like something like, I don't know, that just, it baffles me. And it's a lot more apparent on rewatch when honestly, keep a Batman kill count in this movie. I guarantee you're going to end up with like over 50 deaths that Batman has in this movie. Yeah, so I don't know. And it's just one of those things that I think Zack Snyder was very inexperienced with this adaptation of. Granted, I know he wants to be bold. He wants to make his interpretation different, which I'm all for. Okay, make it your own. Have it have its own personal stamp or whatever. But when it's a character that's as iconic as Batman, arguably the most iconic superhero of all time, you need to provide reasons as to why he's going to be different. You know, it's the same thing with Christopher Nolan when he's doing his realistic take on Batman. He shows why he wants to do that throughout the course of all three movies, you know, why his take is going to be different than everyone else's, you know. And yes, some of the characters are totally different than we see them in the comics, but we enjoyed it because the director gave us the reason to enjoy it, you know. In this, we have no rhyme or reason as to why he kills besides one freaking shot of Robin's costume, obviously paying tribute to the comic where Joker kills Jason Todd of ha ha ha, joke's on you, Batman, written on the costume, and he keeps it, you know.
I like that he keeps it in a glass box.
But okay, so you have that shot of that. That says something to me as a comic fan. That says something to me as a Batman fan. But for people who don't know that says nothing. No one knows what that is. No one.
That could be anything.
Literally, I had to tell like my parents, my friends, oh yeah, he killed Robin. Robin's dead. Joker killed him in this universe. And they're like, wait, what? Why isn't that in the movie? And I'm like, I don't know.
Zack Snyder doesn't want it to be in the movie.
Yeah, so
we have to see investigative journalism at its finest.
Really big misstep with that.
Yeah.
And overall, yes, I enjoy this interpretation of Batman. Arguably, I think Ben Affleck does a really good job.
I feel bad because we never got that much time with this Ben Affleck Batman. And I was like, there's so much potential there, especially with his Bruce Wayne. It's like, he's really trying and his back hurts so much from having to carry some of the moments from this movie.
And that's the thing. I get it. Okay, maybe Zack Snyder was probably laying the groundwork for like a solo Batman movie, you know, to show where we are at this point in time. But I still would have enjoyed one or two scenes of showing why Batman is as ruthless as he is in this movie, because to me, this just feels so out of character. And
it's not much there's not much to like attach to also with this Batman character anyways. Also, he's just like a brooding, just killer basically.
Yeah, exactly.
He's almost as evil as these bad guys. Honestly. That's kind of how I felt with him.
Yeah. So outside of that, in this extended edition, one of the things that I don't like is they give this other reason as to why Clark doesn't like Batman. And it shows Clark investigating.
Oh, with like the bat marks.
With like the branding and everything that criminals will get captured by Batman. If they get this brand, they get killed in prison, you know,
which is insane, by the way.
That's pretty crazy.
That's judge, jury, executioner there.
It's like Batman, right? Just you're killing all these people. Just pull out your Glock.
Just kill them. Yeah,
pull out your bat Glock and point it at their face and shoot them. You're Batman blowing people up in this movie.
I guess
you literally run someone over, not even run them over. You crash your car driving at like 70. Right into the guy's face. We watch it full frame. Why is it any different? Oh, I'm going to brand him so that way I don't kill him. The criminals do.
The criminals can do that. They're doing his dirty work. Wait, hey.
Yeah. And those guys in prison are arguably worse than Lex Luthor's guys. Lex Luthor's guys are trying to get a paycheck. They're probably trying to feed like a family. Yet these actual guys who are doing atrocities, you know, trafficking, human trafficking. Oh, we're going to bat brand them so that way the criminals kill him. But the guy trying to make a paycheck under Lex Luthor, I'm going to run him over with my car. That'll show him. I'm going to blow him up with machine guns. Oh my God, it's so backwards. But
very strange.
This whole back and forth. Now, granted, watching the theatrical cut, there was not much reason as to why Superman didn't like Batman.
Yeah.
And it was almost like this last minute plot convenience of like, we need something. They're about to fight. Let's kidnap his mom. Boom, fight.
Martha. But yeah, I was going to say, even aside from that, Superman doesn't really do much saving in this movie.
Yeah.
When he does, he's just moping around. He loves
aura farming.
Yeah, he's aura farming. But yeah, like I swear to God, every scene with him, he's just moping. And I'm like, what kind of interpretation of Superman is this? Like, this is so lame. Like,
it makes
Superman
no sense.
Like, Superman's like one of the most charismatic, fun, likable characters in DC. Why do you just waste him to being this like mopey, sad like character? Like, even when he's at Capitol Hill and everything, he's just like sitting there like, oh well, they died. Yeah. Time to go on a spiritual journey.
Exactly. Another thing that is kind of funny in this movie, they have a scene with Clark and Lois breaking down the severity of what happened in Africa, of like this big moment, right?
Oh yeah.
And they don't even, the dialogue is so bad, they don't even really address it. Like Superman basically like gets in the tub with her and they just move on.
They have like a weird sex scene type of thing. And he's like taking off his clothes.
It's so funny because in James Gunn's Superman, the scene between Lois and Clark,
it's a fantastic
it's like
scene.
15 minutes and they take time for it because they realize this is actually really important to show where Superman's lines is and how he deals with, hey, the ramifications of you were trying to do a good thing, but in that some bad things might have happened, you know? And I like it how in that movie they give attention to detail. They care about those characters enough to have that moment. In this movie,
they showcase both sides, which is great in that Superman film also. And it's like, it shows you like, Superman's not this perfect saint or anything.
In this movie, they just jump the gun. Like they don't even address it. Like Superman doesn't even acknowledge it. He literally says, I don't care. I was trying to save you.
Well, and not only that, and not only that, but I guess with me too, I guess that's also like my big problem with this film is there's no chemistry between Superman and Lois. It's just like, and when you kind of sort of get it, it's just kind of like, you know, and that was like one thing I wish the film like expanded upon a lot more was Superman and Lois's relationship, because that is one of my favorite things with Superman.
And it's funny to say because like you said, Superman is moping around a lot in this movie, and
I guess all he does, even when he goes to Mexico City, they're all just like putting his hands there and he's just all he's just giving this like smoldering look. I'm like,
and it's so funny
Jesus,
because it's like literally in the last movie you ended it honestly in a way that I was like pretty excited for. Superman is at the Daily Planet and he seems happy. Like literally the last shot of the movie is him smiling.
Yeah.
In his reporter outfit.
Yeah.
And now in this movie, I'm depressed. I'm just aura farming every chance I get. I'm just sad. And it's just like, why?
Why are you sad though? I don't understand. It
just baffles me. And there's just a lot of weird stuff in this movie. Like Superman's in like a courtroom and it blows up. And
did you like when she like rolled, or did you like when she turned the jar around or something? What was it?
Some
tea. Apparently I heard it was like piss or something. Yeah. And then there's like the guy in the wheelchair, which again could be kind of interesting to see like an outsider perspective. That's not Batman or Superman. They don't do much with it though. And then he just blows up.
You're trying to give reason as to why the public doesn't like Superman. We already have that reason in Man of Steel. He destroyed
we get it in like the first.
He destroyed a whole city. We don't need to see more stuff. Like I don't need to see a bomb going off in a building and them thinking, well, was Superman involved? No, we already watched him destroy this city. Fighting General Zod, and not only that, why would he use a bomb? Why does Superman need a bomb?
Did you know Superman apparently uses bombs and guns in this universe?
Oh my God, like that just baffles me. Or same thing, yes, with the people in Africa, they're dead and they have bullet wounds. And granted, in the extended version, you see the flamethrowers and everything, but they're piled up in a pile. Why would Superman pile these people up and then heat vision? That makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Yet for some reason the public's like, was Superman involved?
No, he wasn't involved.
He doesn't need a gun.
Like, we already freaking know that.
It's so stupid. Yeah, I don't like that whole courtroom scene.
It's so bad. Yeah. It's so cringe. And then I feel bad for the poor Elastigirl lady, I guess. Yeah. But I think it would have been better if it was maybe like the president or something, you know? Maybe like really up the stakes, you know what I mean? That would have made it a little bit more like, oh, that's kind of scary than, oh, just a senator. And I'm like, I don't even care about this senator. Yeah. She doesn't even do much in this movie.
That's the other, there's so much. Okay, when you think about this movie in any way, any of the plot thing, it just starts to fall apart. Like Lex Luthor, he's trying to get an import license for this kryptonite, right?
So yeah, that's his plan, right? And then
so
they get the kryptonite. Oh, did you like how they showcased they got the kryptonite in the beginning?
Guys in the freaking thing.
They just pulled it out like it was nothing.
So here's what I don't get. Lex Luthor, why is he trying to get an import license? He's breaking the law at multiple moments in this movie. He's killing people. But, for the kryptonite, let's do this the legal way. I need the import license. Or even then, why are you telling the senator that this is going to be developed into a weaponized material against Superman? You don't need to say that. Just say, hey, I'm trying to import some of these things from the kryptonite explosion or from the world engine, and I just want to use it for scientific research. You don't need to explain that, hey, I'm trying to develop a weapon. Yeah, the senator's going to be some red flags are going to be raised.
Maybe he wanted it to sound more lucrative, I guess.
It's like Lex Luthor, think for one goddamn second. Like, this guy's supposed to be the smartest guy, right? Yeah, why is he thinking, just fucking smuggle it in. And even if you don't want to, you want the import license, cool. Lie about it. Say you're trying to develop the cure for cancer and you need it. That's all you need to do. Boom. Plot line solved. I don't need that whole shit in the movie. Take out 20 minutes.
Oh man. Honestly.
It's the same thing. There's so much shit like that in this movie where if you just think about it for like 1 second, it's like, wait, why is that unfolding that way?
It's funny. I think this extended version has more plot holes than the theatrical version. Honestly, I'm like, there's so much stuff you can resolve in this movie in like 2 minutes.
It's baffling. Yeah. So we finished this whole part. Now, granted, we've been talking about this at length, right?
Yeah.
Here we are. We've been going on about this for so long. We have not seen Batman and Superman fight,
which is hilarious.
It's insane.
This movie's in scam.
It's insane. And even the only interaction that they have, Superman crashes Batman's car when he's chasing. When I told you he was murdering all these people.
Oh yeah, right? That's right. Yeah.
Superman stops him. But he doesn't stop the criminals who are getting away. I
know. They just stop to have this like interaction.
Yeah.
They're just standing there.
It's just random. And then not only to mention Batman, Superman's right there. You have this whole plan of this kryptonite and everything. Granted, he doesn't have it at this point, but it's like, what were you thinking? And not only that, like Superman, you crashed this vehicle and everything. You just saw Batman murder all these people.
You want to bring him in?
You want to bring him in? You can literally pick him up by his cape and arrest him.
You're like the most powerful being on the planet.
And he just saw him murder all those people. This whole time he's doing investigative journalism of like, was Batman murdering these criminals? It's like,
would it have made more sense?
You just saw him run someone over with the Batmobile. Arrest him.
Or take the pictures.
Do something.
And then not only that, their interaction is so small and brief to where I was like, that's it.
And it's funny watching the background of this. Okay, so Zack Snyder is in the opinion of, it's at some point it gets kind of weird when you have these two guys in costumes talking to each other. So every time it happens, I had to make it brief because I'm like, well, it's kind of dumb, right? Like,
what?
Like Batman's in his costume and a guy's in a big cape, red cape. Why are these guys talking to each other? They look ridiculous. And it's like, fucking go to the Dark Knight, the interrogation scene. Batman's in his costume the whole time. Joker has makeup on.
He has his makeup on.
You imagine Zack Snyder directs that movie. Oh, yeah, they just look ridiculous. Let's cut this down.
Let's have him as Bruce Wayne.
Let's have it just take 20 seconds and then we'll move on. It's like, no, that's the
oh my God.
It's baffling the way this guy's mind works. Like, I just don't understand it. I'm like, how the fuck did you arrive to that conclusion? And it's like, this is what we want to see. We want to see the clashing of ideals of these two guys are both heroes, but they go about it in different ways and they have a problem with that, like show that. We don't see that at any point in this movie.
I know. I wanted to see their rivalry. I want to see their back and forth banter. And then, it's nowhere. And then not only that, it's so small and brief. Like literally Batman's all, do you bleed? And then that's it. And then Superman just flies off.
That's it.
What do you mean?
And it's so funny because you watch animated movies. So many other movies do this thing better. The first interaction between Batman and Superman. Like show at that point, yes, they did show that Superman's obviously a powerful character, but show in that moment Batman trying to fight at some point, like he's trying to bring this guy down, even with just the stuff he has on him. Yeah, like I like that so much with the Batman character is, yes, a lot of his character involves prep time to figure out weaknesses of villains and stuff, but in the moment, he doesn't just run away from a fight. He still puts up a fight with anything that he has on him. Yeah.
And that would have been so cool to see. That would have been cool. And I would have, even if it was like a small fight, it still would have been something. Yeah. It still would have been like a nice, like,
precursor.
Like a good like way to like build up the like grand finale of a fight. Yeah, exactly. That would have been really sick. But unfortunately, Zack Snyder's allergic to that. Yeah. So we have to get more boring political drama.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And it goes on at length in this movie. Superman goes to like a party. We get to see Bruce Wayne, him interacting with Jesse Eisenberg, and it's a mess. Yeah. And even like the stuff with Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent could have been very interesting, honestly, because, Clark Kent's investigating him and, Bruce Wayne's trying to figure out Clark Kent and all his like kind of identity and whatnot. Yeah. That would have been like a good other way to like kind of tease that fight too. And you don't even get that. It's ridiculous.
You get nothing. All you get is maybe a little interaction with like Wonder Woman, who just keeps walking around throughout this movie, and she's not even great in the movie. Also,
her dialogue was terrible.
Yeah, and
her delivery is bad too.
Yeah, and that's one consistent thing throughout this whole DCEU.
It's so funny because
her Wonder Woman is just not very good.
People were pretty adamant that she did a good job. And I remember watching this movie and I was like, I felt like her lines were pretty flat. Yeah. Like, to be honest.
I remember as a kid, I was like, yeah, it's okay.
It was okay. It was serviceable.
Yeah. And then, but now that I've seen more of these, DCU movies, obviously we got in the 2 Wonder Woman movies. I'm like, yeah, she's not very good. Yeah. I'm sorry.
All right, so we're getting, there's so much shit in this movie that
there's a lot of shit.
We haven't even talked about them fighting. Finally. All right. So here I am. I'm a comic book fan. I've been anticipating this thing. I've watched the Dark Knight Returns animated movies so many freaking times. Yeah. I've seen Batman and Superman go at it in animation before, and it's honestly some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. And here I am. I'm eagerly awaiting this fight, and here it is. It's finally happening. Batman's in his armored suit. It looks great. It looks exactly like it does from the comics. You know?
Cool. Yeah. And it does look pretty
Superman has these red eyes and everything. It just looks great. And the rain and everything. And Batman turns on the bat signal. I'm so excited for this fight. I'm ready for it. And I'm ready for it to just take off and be the coolest thing I've ever seen. And honestly, there wasn't that much motivation going into this fight. Like, honestly, if you break it down at length, or just to like a sentence, it literally would be these two people don't like that the other one kills. It's like, oh yeah, I hate that you kill someone. I'm going to kill you for that.
The hypocrisy, my God. Lovely.
So yeah, those are kind of the stakes going into this fight, and they have Superman's mom. So here we go, right? The fight starts, and I am just on the edge of my seat. I'm like, yes,
okay, finally,
like, give it to me. I'm waiting. And Superman crashes into the ground. They have this standoff, and Batman's like, well, here I am. And I'm like, yes, all right, let's go. I've been waiting for this. Superman pushes him. He flies back, falls on the ground. I'm like, all right, let's get going. Yeah, here we go. Batman has these sonic cannons that come out. I'm like, all right, great. Yeah, perfect. Affects Superman's hearing. He has to blow him up with his heat vision. Superman walks up to Batman. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. Come on. Pick it up a little bit. Throws him again, literally the same throw, super slow, falls into the ground. Batman's making all kinds of old man groaning noises throughout this whole fight. standing up. Superman again walks up to him, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Superman grabs him, throws him into a building, slowly flies up. And I'm like, literally like getting antsy at this point of like, let's see the actual, fighting, And I'm just waiting. I literally, throughout that whole first part that I just described, I'm like, let's go. This isn't the actual fight, right? Like, come on.
This is just the tease. They're blue balling us.
Superman flies up, standing there, watches Batman get up for like the 5th time. He's stands up. Batman pulls up this smoke grenade, drops it. And already I'm like, well, Superman could probably see through that, but whatever. I just write it off. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Superman flies through the smoke. Batman's off to the side, tricked him. Kryptonite gas cannon. Boom, blows up in his face. And I'm like, all right, fight's about to take off. Batman says men are brave, which is a stupid line. I roll my eyes, but I'm like, whatever. Now we start the fight. He dropped the one liner. All right, boom, let's start the fight. Kicks him, does like an awkward side kick. He looks really awkward in this armor when he's fighting. Turns, does the side kick. He falls onto like a sunroof. Batman jumps through it. They fall through the ground. And it's dawning on me. The dawn of justice.
The justice has dawned.
This is not happening the way I thought it was going to happen. What is going on? Why are they not fighting? Like, this is so slow. This is so unchoreographed. This just feels like
it's kind of piss poor.
Yeah. You put two guys in a costume and you just filmed it.
I'll give Alien versus Predator this. Yeah. At least there was a fight.
Yeah, there was fighting.
At least they fought.
Yeah.
This, they don't fight.
It's just like awkward rolling on top of each other, super slow.
It's like Superman a gymnastics slow WrestleMania type of thing.
It really feels like a WrestleMania. That's a good point. It's just like, what is happening? And they fall through the ground, and finally you kind of see some blows getting thrown back and forth, some fighting. Superman regains power after the smoke, so Batman's punches aren't really doing anything. So I'm like, okay. They get thrown into this bathroom, right? And already I'm like, all right, this isn't the exact fighting location that I was imagining. Superman and Batman fighting in their first movie. I wasn't really imagining them fighting in a bathroom, but whatever, I'll take it.
Maybe it's like a bar fight to them.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even care at this point. So whatever, just let it play out. Superman throws Batman through this line of urinals, I guess, or toilets. And already I'm feeling like defeated as like a fan. And I'm already feeling defeated as like
Batman and Superman defeated you.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling defeated as like a fan who was like
Zack Snyder defeated you.
Who was saying this was probably going to be a big movie. And I encouraged all my friends to be like, hey, we got to go see this opening night, because this is going to be something that you can't miss. This is going to be one of the biggest things in movie history, not just comic book movie. This is going to be one of the biggest things in movie history. Oof. And here I am watching this fight play out. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I told you guys to come watch this. Like, I thought this was going to be different, That was me with my parents, man. I was like, I'm so sorry. I kept begging you guys to come see this movie. So there was a part in this fight, and I was literally like, all right, take everything at length of what I said up until this point. And I'm just like, still, there's just a slight glimmer of hope past all of everything that I said, how slow it was, how unchoreographed it felt. And I was like, you know what?
How kind of boring it was.
How boring it was. And in my head, I still had a glimmer of hope of like, you know what? Maybe this thing can still take off. Maybe they can still save it in somewhat of a sense. Batman shoots another kryptonite gas cannon at him. And then he walks to the other side of the room. And I'm like, okay, let's see it. Let's see something. Like, I still have that glimmer of hope. Batman grabs a sink and breaks it off the wall. And he walks back up to Superman.
Keep going.
And while Superman's on the ground struggling, Batman walks up to him in an angry way and slams it on his head.
I was laughing my butt off. I couldn't believe it. Okay. Did he run out of gadgets?
Here's the thing. Hearing in my head Batman versus Superman, my mind goes wild with the possibilities of what I might see. anyone, you tell anyone Batman and Superman are fighting in a movie. At no point am I thinking they're going to grab a sink and hit someone else over the head. It is the dumbest thing. And I swear, I was like the only one who had an issue with this. So many people after I saw this movie still said, well, the Batman and Superman fight was pretty cool. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, it wasn't.
That was one of the worst choreographed fights I've ever seen. Like, I hate this fight so much in this movie. And it's so laughable. Like, when he grabs that sink, I literally was just going to burst out laughing in the theater. Like, I had no idea what to do. Here I am. I'm a fan.
I'm baffling.
I'm the champion of this movie. I'm telling everyone this is going to be...
You're the hype man for Batman versus Superman.
I'm the guy saying, you can't miss this. And here I am watching this play out, and I just feel so defeated. It is so stupid. Now, granted, I had seen the Dark Knight Returns animated movie before this movie, and I watched that fight quite a bit. And in it, you kind of get to see something that's kind of like this. You get to see Batman in a suit of armor take on Superman. And in that, there's so many cool moments. Like, one of the moments that I really love is Batman attaches himself to the city's power grid and has electricity going through his gloves while he's holding on to Superman's head. And you get to see in a wide shot all the power in the town go dark and he's holding him. And I'm like, yes, that's pretty cool. That kind of shows you like humanity's fighting back against this alien. Or you get to see Superman or Batman literally grab two giant, they're like these rollers. He grabs them and he uses them as like for punching Superman. They're like these giant concrete rollers that you use to flatten out concrete. He grabs them. And he uses them as like gloves and he's fighting Superman with it. Or he grabs a wrecking ball, literally jumps midair, throws batarangs at a wrecking ball, grabs it midair and slams it into Superman into the ground. And he starts spinning it and he's ready to throw it at Superman. Superman uses heat vision. The wrecking ball flies into Superman's hands and he grabs it and he throws it back at Batman. Happening so fast. In a span of a couple minutes, this fight feels so fast paced and it just feels energetic. And you feel like you're watching the best of humanity go up against something that could end his life in a second. Now, in this fight, I don't see any of that. I literally don't see any of that. This fight feels so slow. It feels so clunky.
It's so stale. It's so like there's no life to anything. And I think my biggest issue with this fight in general is that you're not even seeing the best of either of them. You're seeing none of them. You don't see any of their strengths. You don't see any of their weak points or anything. And that's like the best. That would be like the best thing about this Batman versus Superman fight is you're getting to see that both showcased together. But the film doesn't really take advantage of that at any point, unfortunately. And I would have liked to see that in this fight.
And literally, it ends like Batman grabbing Superman by a rope and spinning him, kind of like Alien versus Predator, spinning him against all these pillars and everything.
I wonder if they were inspired by that movie.
And then you kind of get to see the last part, which is
I couldn't believe it. Even as a kid, I thought it was stupid. But now rewatching it, I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, this is even worse than I remember.
Batman has
go ahead.
A spear, kryptonite spear. And it's so funny. It's like, why not just start with the spear if you're trying to kill him?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Or why don't you just...
it's just like, it feels like a plot convenience.
File down the kryptonite into a gun. You've been shooting people this whole movie. Put it in a gun and just shoot him.
Yeah, exactly.
So he pulls out this spear and he's ready to stab him. And Clark Kent, Superman, says the name Martha because he says you have to save Martha. They have her.
Martha!
And
save
he runs.
Martha!
Lois Lane runs up, my bad. And she says that's his mom's name.
Why'd you say that name?
And Batman has a realization and he backs off.
It's very weird that Superman calls his mother by her first name.
And after that, they just immediately get over the rivalry. Everything's fine in that moment.
I was like, what the fuck happened?
And it's just fixed.
What do you mean?
Like, this whole movie, Batman hates Superman and he wants to kill him for all the killing that happened in Man of Steel, for all
he's all, yeah, fuck it, I forgive you.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Get over it. And I'm just like, Why?
It's just out of fucking left field, though.
In that way?
It comes out of nowhere.
Another thing that I don't like is in this movie, Batman isn't that smart, because here Lex Luthor is feeding him all these notes and everything to pit up this fight against Batman, and he just blindly believes it. He doesn't do any investigating.
I'm like, Batman's the world's greatest detective. What do you mean?
He gets sent this note that says, "You let your family die." And he doesn't even once think to like analyze it.
He's all, it's from the wheelchair guy. Oh, well.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck you. Let me go kill Superman real quick.
That makes no sense.
I know. It makes zero sense. And not only that, there's this whole dream sequence that goes on for like 15 minutes in this movie. And guess what? They showcase like an evil Superman and everything, which I don't know why we're teasing evil Superman at our second movie in this universe. But I'm like, come on, dude. Like, he literally kills you in the dream sequence, and out of nowhere, Flash is like, he's all, "Oh, you were right about Superman and all this stuff."
I think
I'm like,
one of the things that
like, what do you mean?
gained popularity a lot at the time was this video game called Injustice. And it was like a DC fighting game.
Yeah,
and in
great game.
You see an evil Superman. Now, granted, I'm a Superman fan. I don't really necessarily like when the comics make him that way, but some of those stories can be interesting.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's the second movie.
Like, why are we teasing? I haven't even seen how this Superman is like.
Yeah, we don't even know him.
This Superman just mopes around.
Why are we already teasing the evil one? I was just like, I was baffled. So yeah, it ends in just such a clunky way.
And then out of nowhere, Wonder Woman shows up, and then they have this whole, we forgot to mention the whole thing with Lex Luthor. He's like trying to make like a doomsday, so he gets General Zod. So let me get this straight. They get General Zod, they pull his body in this fucking ship or whatever,
and they put his blood.
Yeah, then Lex Luthor like cuts himself and puts like his blood on Zod's face or something.
One of the things that I don't
I'm
like,
just like, what the fuck?
Okay,
that doesn't even make sense.
From the beginning, I was not a fan of seeing Doomsday, right? Like,
again,
I was just like,
second movie. Why are we teasing Doomsday?
Why is he in this? And more importantly, again, from the moment this thing was announced, it was Batman and Superman. That's all anyone needed in this movie.
And that's what pisses me off.
So many people. That's all they needed. We didn't need... No one in the audience was like, "Oh, Doomsday.
Come on."
Or, you know what? They put Doomsday in the last trailer and they revealed it.
That's right.
Like 4 months before it came out.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, I guarantee no one was on the fence of seeing this movie and was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Doomsday's in it. Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah,
you won me over.
Fuck it, I might go see it."
I was not gonna see it because it was Batman and Superman. But now that Doomsday's in it, now that Wonder Woman's in it,
okay, maybe you convinced like one Superman fan, but even then, I'm like, come on, dude.
And it's just like, I don't get it. Like, again, from the moment this thing was announced, you won Comic-Con. Like, all anyone was talking about was Batman and Superman.
That's all you
They
need.
didn't need.
God.
They didn't need Doomsday. They didn't need Wonder Woman. They didn't need the Dark Knight Returns storyline in this movie. They didn't need a precursor to the Justice League. They didn't need Darkseid or Steppenwolf in this movie.
They didn't need Injustice setup storyline.
They didn't even need none of that. They didn't need Lex Luthor. Literally, Batman and Superman. That title alone sells itself. That movie is self-contained. You don't need all this other shit. And I just don't understand it from a writing standpoint. It's like, at what point were you guys writing this thinking, well, let's throw the Dark Knight Returns in. Oh, okay. Well, they fight in there. Oh, you know what? Let's put in Doomsday. We really want to show the death of Superman in the second movie.
I'm like, why?
No sense.
And then not only that, but it's like such a cop out to like stop the fight. Like, because I've seen this before. Like Godzilla versus Kong does this also, where they stop fighting like halfway into the fight, and they're like, actually, we got to stop this bigger evil. Yeah, this bigger, more evil threat. And it's like, that's just such a cop-out to like the fight.
Yeah, it's bad writing.
I'm like, why would you do that?
And there's some other parts in here too where the writing just... Ben Affleck brought in his guy, Chris Terrio, to do a rewrite, who won the Oscar for Argo for Best Writing.
Oh, nice.
best, I think, adapted screenplay. And, there's some hope there. When I see that, I'm like, oh, okay. They're getting an Oscar caliber writer to help write this movie. But I'm just like, this Chris Terrio guy, ever since this movie, I don't know what it is. He's just been attached to the worst projects. Like, I believe he did a rewrite or helped write Rise of Skywalker as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that.
So, this guy really has fallen far from his Oscar win.
Yeah, the Oscar curse has settled in.
So there's a lot of just inconsistencies with this movie. I guess I will say the one thing I do like is Ben Affleck's Batman, and obviously that warehouse scene. I think the fighting in it is probably the best fighting in a Batman movie I've ever seen. I love the kinetic energy of it. I like in that fight how not all the criminals are fighting him one at a time. They're all charging at him together.
Yeah.
I like how one of the criminals has finally the bright idea to just take a gun to Batman's head and tries to shoot him with it.
Which I'm surprised they didn't do that sooner.
I like how some of these criminals actually end up hurting him. Like one criminal stabs him at one point. They get him on the ground.
There's a little bit of stakes there, but it's unfortunately like the last hour of the movie.
There's so many cool things.
And I was just so checked out by that.
Batman body slams this guy into the ground. It's just amazing. It's funny. At one point he gets under the criminals on the ground and he's beating him. And I swear, I didn't notice it until I was watching at home and I had like the 4K or whatever. You see like spit flying out of the guy's mouth as he's getting punched.
Oh, holy crap.
It's crazy. One great scene in a movie of horrible scenes isn't enough to save it for me, unfortunately.
It's good, but again, I'm just like, well, he's killing all these people. Yeah. I'm like, all right. And there's like just no purpose to it, and there's no good setup for it. So I'm like, it's okay.
You kill Superman in the second movie. Ballsy choice. I'll give you that.
It's a stupid choice.
Very stupid.
Sure, whatever. Ballsy. I guess.
Very, very stupid. They did it. So I'm like, okay. I'll admit that wasn't something I was expecting. Even when they showed Doomsday in the trailer, I was like, they're probably not going to kill Superman, but here they are. They killed him. Then right at the end, they tease that he's alive.
Wow. Oh my God. It's so obvious.
So what's the point in doing it in the first place? I swear, like right when I saw that ending, I was like, why do that? Why would you tease that he's alive? Like, it just immediately, like you make choice after choice.
They drag it for like 10 minutes though. It's like, they're like, oh my God, Superman died. They're doing this fucking tribute thing. And then you just see that last shot. I'm like,
it's like choice after choice doing this movie. And then they try to course correct and be like, you know what?
Just kidding.
We weren't really for sure on that idea. So yeah, overall, man, this movie is insane. I could talk about this movie for another hour and just trash it.
Did you like Lex Luthor's ending?
I didn't like, oh my God.
Did you like, they finally shaved off his head?
Shaved off his head. There he is. I couldn't stand a lot of things in this movie. When you rewatch it, it's just like, why? Why would I want to rewatch this? If I want to see any of the quote unquote cool scenes that people think there aren't,
you just go on YouTube and watch it.
Go on YouTube and watch the fight.
Thank God for YouTube.
You don't. Okay, so that's my thing with the fanboys, right? There's at no point while any of them are watching this and are thinking Lois Lane investigating a bullet that was from LexCorp is some of the greatest movie making I've ever seen.
Maybe
I'm on the edge of my seat. This is so cool.
Oh my God, who's going to find out?
This is crazy. Oh wait, Superman, they think he blew up a court hearing. Oh my God, he killed the senator. This is so good.
This is intense.
No one thinks that. Not even the fanboys. So even when I'm watching this, I'm just like,
and they'll still defend it somehow.
For people defending this movie, I'm like, I would love to see you watch this movie and really enjoy those first 2 hours because they are so boring and convoluted and just side plots that make no sense and you don't need them. For some of the things that I enjoy in this movie, I think score wise, I'm at a 2 out of 10.
Okay.
I enjoy the take it has on Batman. I enjoy Ben Affleck's performance. I enjoy Jeremy Irons as Alfred. The casting isn't bad. I really think this story script issue is what lets down a lot of these actors. Because come on, Amy Adams. She's a great actress. Yeah. Great actress.
Same with Henry Cavill. Great actor.
Great. There's just so many other choices I would have made if I was given the opportunity to do a movie like this. But I think for even the things that it does well, it's just not enough to save it for me to want to rewatch this thing.
It's not even enjoyable.
Yeah. So I think that's why I'm at a 2 out of 10. Like, it has some saving grace in it, but overall, man, like I said, the most disappointing movie of my lifetime. And I think it'll just hold that title forever, because I don't think I'll ever be anticipated for a movie like this again. Like, granted, even if James Gunn eventually does his Batman Superman movie, part of me in my head's going to be like, man, that last one was just terrible. And already my excitement's dampered because of that, because of this movie. And figure, this is the movie that killed DC EU in general. They could not recover from this. Yes, they followed up with Wonder Woman. People liked it, but then it just kept stumbling. And then Suicide Squad. Oh my God.
That was the same year too. Oh my God.
Suicide Squad. All right. If I give this a 2, Suicide Squad's a 1. I can't stand. That's a 0.
Honestly, God.
Yeah. There's just, this whole universe was screwed over by this movie.
Yeah.
And I think this movie is eventually what led to so many of the wrong choices. Like, for instance, people said this movie was too dark, and then they re-edited Suicide Squad with all these colorful filters and everything. And I'm like,
they didn't change anything.
I'm like, when people said dark, they weren't talking about the lighting. They were talking about the source material. It's Batman killing people is too dark. That's what they meant. Not, we can't see, it's so dark, we need colorful filters.
It's not freaking Requiem, dude. God.
I hate this movie. And it just, man, it was so disappointing. Like I said, being a big fan of these characters, anticipating their first moment on screen together, man, it just, you say the name and excitement already generated.
Yeah.
And for them to just fail this badly, man, I just can't believe it. Like,
it's baffling. How? It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Dark for the sake of being dark. There's no purpose to it. It's trying to be edgy. The writing is like, I'm 14 and this is deep for like a lot of it. There's barely any Batman and Superman in this movie. And I'm like, why? Like if you're going to call the movie Batman versus Superman, you got to give us Batman and Superman. And then on top of it, this extended version, it just doesn't change anything. It just makes the movie worse. And it's longer. Fucking 3 hours. Yeah. It's like the longest movie I think we've talked about on here.
Even the 2.5 hour movie felt like 3 hours.
Yeah, this felt like 6 hours. Dude, I felt like I was sitting here all night watching this movie. It's paced so poorly. Terrible. And then even when you get to the fights, they're not even satisfying. They're just so terribly choreographed and so poorly put together.
Terrible.
And then on top of it, the drama is just so boring and it's such a slog to get through. And then, this is, I'm going to just say, this is the worst iteration of Lex Luthor I've seen in a movie. Yeah. Like this, why? Yep. Who made this choice? Who thought this would be a perfect, like, Lex Luthor?
It's insane.
I will say, I guess some like somewhat okay things. They don't like, it's not going to make my rating go up, but some okay things that I did, like you said, Batman is okay. Like Ben Affleck's performance, he is trying.
And there was potential there. Like we said, a lot of people were excited for a Batman solo film.
And it's sad we'll probably never get it, but unfortunately it's just wasted. And same thing with the kind of Clark stuff. Like some of it's okay, but it's just so boring. And I'm just like, let's just get to the fight, honestly. I already know Superman didn't do any of this stuff, okay?
One of the things I forgot to mention that's just absolutely ridiculous when watching this movie, Batman's reveal. They go into this basement and they find these enslaved people who are being trafficked, and this cop turns. And Batman is hanging on the wall.
He's like a bat.
Like he's the Grinch hiding from Cindy Lou Who, holding the wall. And I'm just like, it's ridiculous. Even when I saw that for the first time, I'm like, who decided that? He's literally like holding himself.
Yeah. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. And then the cops he's all, don't try to shoot the good guys. Oh my God.
Quick
That's
tangent.
the only time you get to see Batman in this movie too.
Mention that.
Oh God.
I had to mention that.
Yeah, no, thanks for mentioning that. That was terrible. But yeah, this movie is just even worse than I remember. And then of course you have all the Zack Snyder stylings, the shitty ass slow-mo. Everything's all grayed and lifeless. Like this is what I'm talking about when I meant like gray and lifeless. Like this is what I mean. And then like I said, they just like this movie's more interested in just setting things up to you than like actually just telling a story. Like even the scene where they're setting up the fucking Justice League, like it's so ridiculous.
This fucking email. Oh my God.
Just watching these fucking videos and like the logo is like the Wonder Woman logo.
Who at LexCorp's like, let me make some logos for these metahumans that
did Lex Luthor do it?
Yeah. Like
did he design these logos?
Who's doing this? And why is she reading the email? Like it's like instant messaging. She's like scrolling down and I'm just like, what?
And you just hear Batman voice and you hear just like Bruce Wayne like voiceover and it's like so cringe. I'm like, oh my God.
And then the way they were filmed, all these little teases are awkward. Like the Aquaman one looks terrible. He looks like they put him in a tub and he can't breathe. And he's like moving through the water. And I'm just like,
oh yeah. And then they spam the Wonder Woman theme like 5 million times in this movie also. Yeah, a lot of the music is just the one thing.
When you watch
this movie,
that theme was great. And then it's just played out. Like they use it so many fucking times. And it's like, come up with a different interpretation of it. It doesn't have to be that same theme.
Can we come up with like a Batman or Superman theme?
Oh yeah, there's no Batman theme. It's literally just this bum, 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 bum.
And then I'm like, oh,
same thing.
Well, and I was surprised like Junkie XL co-scored it too, which I was like, damn, that sucks. Because I loved his score in Fury Road. And I was like, okay, maybe that'll be the one saving grace to it.
Yeah.
Nope, not even that. So this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And this extended version did not help it either. Yeah. Score wise, it's a 1 out of 10. I hate this movie so much. Like even with the silver linings, like they're so small and far and few in between to where I'm like, it's just not even enjoyable. Yeah. Like it's so miserable. So sorry, it's a 1 out of 10 from me.
Like I said, I could talk about this for a long time. There's so many frustrations, but it did feel good and therapeutic to finally get to words.
Yeah, it felt nice to get it off my chest.
I've been saying. Granted, I don't think most people are going to really care about this review because honestly, if you're really smart, you probably saw this one time and were like, yeah, I'm never going to watch that again. For someone like me who's not as smart and who's legitimately excited for this movie, it hurt. It hurt quite a bit. So yeah, what do you got for us next time, Wallied?
Oh God. How do you follow that up? There's a specific filmmaker I've been wanting to talk about a little bit more on this podcast. And I know you mentioned him on your year-end list, which I thought was great. This was one that I felt like kind of went under the radar, surprisingly. And I wish got a little bit more attention, especially because this film is just so great. And like just the mystery kind of crime aspect, I was really surprised with in this film. So I'm not going to say too much of like the plot of the film. So I'm going to recommend a film called Decision to Leave. It is from Park Chan-wook. Nice. It's from 2022. Yeah, the plot goes in a lot of different ways that I just wasn't really expecting. And there's a lot of like little details there that are just like, it kind of like a blinking and you'll miss it. And it kind of like reveals like a bigger picture that I was very surprised with. So yeah, nice. I'm thinking that movie for next time.
Perfect. Well, if you've been with us for this whole time, thank you for joining.
Thanks for joining. Sorry you got to hear me rage for a little bit.
Yeah. So we appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Good day and good night, mates.
Happy 10-year anniversary.
Those red capes did come.
We'll see you on the next one.